Highlands, we have a lot of neighbors. Have you seen our church from the front? There's the church, and then there's all these people that live around us. If you look through that window right back there, do you see the big building? Can you see that big building through that window? We have a lot of neighbors that live there. And unfortunately, a lot of the neighbors who live there, they don't have enough food to eat. So they don't always have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Sometimes they have to go hungry. And we think that that's very sad. So something that we do to try to help our neighbors is we make a brown bag full of food. And with our brown bag ministry, we give people enough groceries with things that they can cook with and things that they can eat so that they can live for about a week. Right? And we give it to our neighbors so that they'll have enough food to eat. Hey, don't you think that's pretty nice? I think that's a really good way that we serve our neighbors.
Brown bag, what do you see? I see green beans looking at me. Green beans, what do you see? I see oatmeal looking at me.
Oatmeal, what do you see?
I see yellow corn looking at me. Yellow corn, what do you see? I see some tuna fish looking at me.
Tuna fish, what do you see?
I see a box of grits looking at me. Grits, what do you see? I see a jar of applesauce looking at me. Applesauce, what do you see? I see a box of crackers looking at me. Crackles, what do you see? I see some soup looking at me. Soup, what do you see? I see a bunch of bananas looking at me. Bananas, what do you see? I see a preacher looking at me. Preacher, what do you see?
I see children looking at me.
Children, what do you see?
We see a can of green beans.
Watch Ryan, how nicely she puts it in here. Very good. Super Ryan.
A box of oatmeal.
Emily. Good job.
Some yellow corn. Some tuna fish.
Good job, bud.
A box of grits. A jar of applesauce. A box of crackers. Some soup. And a bunch of bananas. In a brown bag. Looking at us. And reminding us to love God and serve our neighbors. That's what we see.